use one of these little pennant signs that they have at the Dollar Tree a lot. The only thing I didn't like about it, it's kind of got like that raised, like, metallic glitter look on there. So I was just trying to clean that up a little bit with the sanding block. And I tape off the top. Now, what I want this to look like old white boards on the background of our little pennant sign. And I couldn't find anything. I didn't have any scrapbook paper or anything. So I just printed out like a picture of white boards off of the internet. But you know what? They have this very similar pattern in that Dollar Tree removable wallpaper now. That would be way easier because I did struggle with this DIY here. First of all, my sheet of paper was not quite long enough to cover the pennant banner, but I thought we could probably make it work. So the first thing I do is I go in and I cover up all of this with Mod Podge and just lay my printer paper with my board pattern right on top. And then I just cut off the middle part here, this little triangle of paper that I don't need. And then I thought we could make it look a little bit better. So first off, I'm going to take some ivory paint, kind of paint the corners. I'm also going to distress where the boards would be with that ivory to kind of brighten it up. I thought it was a little bit darker than I wanted, and I just really wanted to look old and distressed. And I'm just going over the top of it with some matte Mod Podge to kind of seal that as well. I could see the ridges here at the bottom where the paper wasn't quite long enough. So to try to balance that out a little bit, I did use a little bit of Dollar Tree spackle just to build that up a little bit to make it a little bit thicker. And then I'm going to go over it with some more of that matte Mod Podge, sealing the paper down to make sure that it stays put. And what I want to attach to the front of the sign is one of those cute Patriotic Gnome yardsticks from the Dollar Tree. He's so cute, and I think he's going to look so cute for the 4th of July. Now, I do try to rough it up a little bit with a little bit of sandpaper, and I do go over and distress the boards with some more ivory because I still felt like it was a little darker than I wanted. But I do want you to see, like, you know, the lines between the boards because I still want it to look like wood. So just kind of distressing all over, and I just kind of keep going back and forth, touching it up, sealing it down. Again, I wish I had some of that removable wallpaper from the Dollar Tree, that white wood plank. That would have made this DIY a lot easier. I found that you couldn't really see the lines between the boards that much because I had distressed it so much. So I'm just kind of drawing those back on with a Sharpie and a ruler. And distressing it more. I think it would have been easier if I would have just painted the whiteboards on rather than printing it, because it really, I kept working on it. I just wasn't happy with it. Sometimes, you know, you just keep working on trying to get that look that you want. Now, the top of these signs is that like light wood, and I want it to be more of a medium wood, so I'm just going to go in and stain the very top of that sign with some Antique Wax by Waverly, just to give it a little bit more character and make it look a little bit warmer. And here is our little Patriotic Gnome. Just going to use a pair of pliers to kind of pull down the tabs, and the wire stake on this one just popped right off. This little Patriotic Gnome is holding like a little heart that has like a patriotic like flag on it. He's got like a star hat, a little gnome hat, and like stripes pants. He's so cute. I thought the little metal tabs might get in the way of me attaching this to the sign flatly, so I did snip those off with some heavy duty scissors. And I think he's good to go. Now, I wasn't too sure about using hot glue on him, so I did use a little Dollar Tree super glue on him in addition to the hot glue to help it stick a little bit better. because hot glue and metal don't always play nice. But be careful if you use the hot glue on there like that because it does make that metal hot. And he is just the right size for the sign. I think he turned out so cute. And I finish him off with just a very light distress with some more of that ivory paint just to kind of make him look distressed like the rest of the sign. And this is how he turned out. I do think it actually does look like old wood here in the end. Just with lots of white paint, a little bit of antique wax by Waverly, distressing it as well too. But it did look really cute in the end, I think.